Salute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, man. Depending on what time of the day it is you're watching this video. You see the groceries in the back, you already know, man. I had to do that little grocery run and get this coffee. So with that being said, let's get into this video, because this video was in the making for a little minute. I had to make this video, I just didn't have time. So let's get into it, okay? Look, we got to talk about this. This is gonna be one of them subjects that's gonna get a little people, you know, some people ain't gonna like it, but it's okay, because it's not for those people, it's for y'all people, my people. So let's get into it. So I've been having a little talk with some of my, you know, my wealthy friends, and they've been telling me kind of what's going on a little bit, like behind the scenes, and I guess it could be labeled as speculative information, just based off the fact that they ain't gonna get on here and talk to y'all. But anyway, that's for us brokies. But anyway, us cappers, us wannabes. But anyway, I digress. I'm putting us in there, I'm putting me in there, even though y'all know I'm the fucking truth. But I'll put me in there so y'all feel better, so y'all don't be feeling butthurt. I'm crying in the DM, yo man, yo so-and-so sad. I don't give a fuck what so-and-so said. But anyway though, so let's get into the video. Look, here's the deal in a nutshell. Too many people running their mouth. The prop firms, the brokers, I'm hearing that a lot of what's happening is coming from the actual regulated exchanges. Someone who's big enough has been complaining. Just like I told you, the first initial story I heard is someone lost a lot of money with a broker. Somebody who was very wealthy lost a lot of money with a broker and was making complaints to MetaQuotes. And I'm pretty sure that unless you have like a lawyer that can find their lawyer, you ain't getting in touch with no one at MetaQuotes. So I don't care how much money you got. And pretty much that's what's like started this whole snowball back in the beginning. You know, when MetaQuotes got taken off of Apple, when that happened, not this whole thing with the prop firms, but this all gonna relate what I'm about to tell y'all. So pretty much what I'm hearing is a lot of exchanges in the pandemic, they started losing money. And what happened was they were trying to figure out what was going on, and what they noticed was a lot of people who came to trading, their first instinct for new traders were to come into trading and go offshore regulated. They didn't even know that this was happening, and then when they found out, they started complaining. Pretty much when everybody trades, not everybody's going to stay in trading. Even if you're a good trader, some people who are good traders, they dibble and dabble. You know, they always trade, but they don't trade every day. They don't trade consistently. Take a couple trades. Like even me, I'm starting to slow down and take 2 or 3 trades here, 2 or 3 trades there, swing trade them and hold them. And I'll put enough into the trade so that when I need something, I could just take from that one trade and just let it run. Even I have gotten to that point in my swing trading journey. So, you know, and I always kind of thought I would end up that way, and I did. So they're complaining that they're losing money and the offshore brokers are gaining subscribers. How do they know this? Because you people keep going on these podcasts. Now, I know what I'm about to say is going to sound anti-podcast, and that is completely far from the truth. I watch a lot of these podcasts. I'm not going to hold y'all. I don't get to sit down for 2 and 3 hours at a time and watch any podcast, like even no podcast. So I'm not going to act like I'll be watching these things every episode through and through. I don't have the time. But I do know, I'm aware of these podcasts. I know exactly what they are. And I'm not actually naming those podcasts and saying those are the podcasts that I'm seeing this. Prime example, CoffeeZilla. He recently exposed some guy in the Revolt scam with the merchandise, if anyone's aware of it. It's like recently on his channel. So it's one of the last maybe 3 to 4 or 5 videos he put out. I know he got a couple videos, I haven't watched them yet. But anyway, and this guy was on there, he got exposed to a podcast. I don't know what podcast that was he was on, but people got to see how he was talking. People didn't like what they heard, and they started looking into the guy, and then as they were looking into him, you know, it started to come out that he was doing things, he was doing bad business. And I'm hearing it's the same thing. These exchanges are complaining because they're losing money. And then how do they know? Because you guys are getting on these shows and y'all getting very comfortable with saying certain things. I've watched a podcast, I forgot what podcast it was actually on. I think it was, matter of fact, I think it was the Swaggy C Guys podcast. And he had another guy in there. I'm not even gonna say the guy's name because I don't want to seem like I'm talking about people, because I'm just using this as an example. And the guy was getting loose with the lips about how much money he's making off of affiliate links. And I was just like, yo, some of what he's saying is it could be perceived the wrong way. And when you look into what he's saying, there's a lot of people who are maliciously receiving these benefits from these affiliates. And there you go. Now we all are aware of it. We know it's a thing. He confirmed it's a thing. So now you look into it, and guess what you start finding out when you look into that? You start finding out bad things about it. And the reason that we know initially is because this guy went on the podcast and he got comfortable talking about it. Now, granted, he should be able to do so, but due to the fact that we're in the information era and we have all this information, we never knew who these CEOs of these brokers and prop firms were. Now people are exposing it. They're getting on podcasts talking about it. They're getting comfortable about it. Hey, if you're an offshore regulated prop firm, or you're a prop firm that's doing demo trading, simulated trading, you shouldn't be on a podcast bragging about how you just bought a Lambo, you made $300 million in 1 year, and you know that what you're doing is a loophole. Okay, you're borderline a criminal if that's the case, right? And I'm being real. I know what I'm saying is going to piss some people off. I don't care. I need y'all to really wake up and understand y'all are like snitching on yourself. If you know you're in a loophole and you keep coming up here talking about, yo, I'm doing well, I'm making this much, I'm a 8-figure trader, I own this company, that company, and these exchanges is over here hemorrhaging because all the new traders are going to offshore brokers. And we all know the deal. Let's keep it real. We all are going to these offshore unregulated brokers because who the hell wants to trade a 1 to 50? I trade it. I'm fine. But I'm the only person I met who trades a 1 to 50. Everyone's trading 1 to 5, 1 to 1,000, 1 to 15, and even all the way up to 5,000 I've seen all the way from 1 to 5,000. The highest I've ever traded was 1 to 1,500, which was on Traders Way. Okay? That's the highest I've ever gone. There are people out here, no one's going to want a 1 to 50. I haven't met anyone. I think the only person I know who trades a 150 is my partner. I think that's it. Like the only person I ever met that actually sits down on a 150 and trades it. Most people who trade on a 150, from what I can gather, don't even know about leverage like that. They just know how to trade and they trade. They don't worry about these minute things to them. They know their trade and they're taking their trade. They don't worry about the leverage because they're not taking a bunch of trades. They're not doing a bunch of scalping. They're not doing all of the stuff that you see on YouTube. So they initially don't even worry about these things. But majority of people who I've come in contact with over the internet, they do not trade 150. They despise it. I personally think it's boring, but I trade it. I know how to trade it because I always thought that if regulated brokers are using this number, this has to be the right number. And when we're going over to these offshore brokers, we're going to have a little sniffy sniff. And I don't do drugs. I'm just saying in the sense of you're going to party. Okay, so when the party's over, you're coming back to that 1 to 50. And this is what people got to understand. So this is where we're at. Now people running the futures. I mean, that's what they want. So all you're doing is confirming that this is what needs to continue. So when you guys see this and y'all go running off to futures, I'm not saying don't do it. It's good to know how to trade futures and options and, know your differences of stuff and have all these skill sets. But what you do you're confirming what when they see these numbers inflate, they go, so it was this. Now they know to further the attacks on the prop firms and brokers, the unregulated brokers. So just understand that you guys are doing two things wrong here. You're talking too much when you're on these podcasts. For some of y'all y'all should have remained nameless. It should never came out the way that y'all did and started talking these things, especially if you're not regulated. If you know there's you don't even know who the CEOs of these regulated brokers are unless you go look them up, because it's legit to look them up. But nobody knows who the CEO is of Oanda and, Forex.com and all that. Y'all know because y'all look and y'all are privy, but I'm talking about in general. But you know who the owner of this prop firm is, this broker and that broker. Everyone's, so-and-so FX owns this broker. Everything that these people own that y'all know about is unregulated. But when it comes to regulated, you don't even hear about these people. You don't hear nothing about the owner of a regulated broker buying a Lambo. But the guy who owns KOT4, that's so-and-so. He just bought a Ferrari. There you go. He's unregulated, but y'all talking about the man bought a Ferrari. See what I'm saying? So now the exchange CEO's like, hey, I'm losing numbers. And I hear so-and-so unregulated FX is making $300 million a year. Fed, what's up? Oh, we'll look into him. Red list that. Let's look into it. And that's what's happening. So I'm hearing that that's what's happening, and it makes sense. So initially, when I first heard about the complaints of MetaTrader, this is what I heard. So I need you people to understand, be careful how you're moving. I keep telling y'all, be careful about putting your business on the internet. It is never beneficial to you to put your business on the internet. You could talk on here, you could get on here, we could talk about trading. When y'all start talking about how much money y'all got and, you know, this and that, people gonna start looking into your taxes, people gonna start looking into your businesses, people are gonna start looking into things. And if there's something going on that is not on the up and up, or is in that gray area, which unregulated is in the gray area, no one on the unregulated is trading live. I've been told y'all that, and I was we found out from the my Forex fund situation that now they come out, oh, it's simulated. We knew that. Well, no one knew that. I knew that. I knew that when you're trading on an unregulated broker and you're trading a prop firm, you would never trade in live. I knew that already. I've been knew it, but I didn't want to come out and say it flat out. But I'm gonna say it flat out from now on. Period. You're not taking any live trades. My data suggests that from 2013 on, no one was taking live trades unless they were on a regulated broker. So this has been going on for 11 years, based off my data, my personal research. Okay, so I'm here to tell y'all, yo, take it easy with the running your mouths and crying and carrying on. Just be a man, pull your skirt down, stick to what you got to do and do it. Because a lot of y'all are doing too much talking. And I'm not saying it to say, hey, yo, you're criminals, you're selling drugs. I'm not going that far to say, but I'm just saying be mindful that the actions you take today will have repercussions tomorrow. So a lot of y'all that's running to these regulated brokers and running to these futures and all of that, y'all are proving that these attacks are warranted, and y'all also are furthering the claim that they should further do these attacks. Not only that, you're also giving them an incentive, because now they're getting clients and customers that will run in and scouring, hiding on these offshore brokers. And why am I even saying this? I'm saying this to say, and this is going to be harsh, but I'm going to say it to y'all. I'm saying that to say this. A lot of y'all wasn't winning and trading anyway. Majority of y'all that's crying, oh, my $300 is gone. Bro, you wasn't really doing nothing anyway. No offense. So why are you crying and carrying on and making all this noise on the internet? Every video you making a comment, you're sharing, you're on Twitter and you're sharing the tweets. Somebody said something and I had to tell him, yo, that person you following and talking to is the feds. Like, it's 100% obvious this person is the feds. And you're engaging with them and giving engagement to it, bringing more attention to it. You're pushing this to the top. So then when there's no more unregulated brokers, no more 1 to 100, no more 1 to 500, y'all gonna be sitting up there talking about, yo, what happened? Whoa, 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 whoa. And granted, there's always gonna be people out there that's gonna do this, but you, as a person who are watching this, need to be accountable for what you're saying and doing today, because it's gonna have repercussions tomorrow. So I'm only bringing this up to warn y'all, because some of y'all do not realize there is power in the tongue. Y'all are pushing these things further and further and further into the hole, when all you got to do is stay down, focus, and learn to trade. And if you're good at trading, you know, do what you got to do, because there's the three main stages of trading: unprofitable, break even, and profitable. I'm gonna get into that in another video, but there's the 3 stages. If you're in that stage of unprofitable or break even, you shouldn't be worrying about it too much. You should just be, hey, let me just focus on learning a skill, and that's it. But y'all be the ones that's the most worried, concerned about your $200, $300. And I'm not gonna say it's broke boy energy, but y'all need to stop worrying about money so much in this phase of your journey. If you're in that phase of you're losing a couple hundred here and there and you're not profitable, stop worrying. It's you're paying your dues, you're paying tithes, you're paying the game, you're paying your time in, you're paying your blood, sweat, and tears. That is how you're gonna get to that point that you want to get at, where you need to be at. You have to do that to get there. So when you're in those phases, stop worrying about all this shit on YouTube. Stop worrying about us YouTuber traders and stop worrying about these influencers and what everybody's talking about. Just worry about you, because these people that are in these positions that are going in these podcasts, blabbing too much information and going on Instagram and getting comfortable talking like they are, forgetting that they're in these gray areas, you can't stop that. It's going to happen anyway. But what you can do is not contribute to it. I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm not saying don't comment. Just be mindful what you're saying. Be mindful what you're sharing. Be mindful what you're interacting with and what you're pushing to the trending page and what you're bringing into the spotlight. Because a lot of y'all are running to these places that wanted y'all to come there, and now these things have been set in motion, and you're furthering this damage that's being done to you. Because the more you run to these 1 to 50 brokers, the more y'all push these people that are up here dry snitching, self snitching, the faster this demise is going to come for y'all. because this government wants y'all on a regulated broker, no crypto, trading 1 to 50. That's what they want, because that's going to further your chances of not making money, because it's going to be harder, and you'll probably stay at your job and continue to make these elites and these rich people richer. I've been saying this to y'all for so long. I don't know when y'all gonna like really wake up to what's going on. You have to protect yourself out here, because they don't care about you. You are just a battery, and when your battery is depleted, they'll get another one. Just like the Matrix, they pull the person out and put the person into the container and plug them in to feed the machine. You're just a battery in the machine. If you want to be the Neo, you gotta wake up. You gotta choose that pill. You understand? Blue pill, red pill. I ain't gonna even get into all of that, because I hate those type of channels on YouTube. I don't care about none of that manosphere crap. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to have this talk with y'all, because a lot of y'all just seem to not grasp how deep and how heinous this is, like what's really happening. These people, these CEOs and these brokers are getting on these platforms and talking a little too much. Someone has to tell them. Hopefully they see this video, or someone who has more influence than me sees this video, and they kind of go, hey, you know what, I may not like what this guy is saying right here, but he have a point. Maybe I need to start vetting the information that these people are putting on my platforms out. And none of the podcasts I mentioned, I'm not talking about them. I mentioned them to say, hey, these are platforms with people coming on here. I'm not talking about these platforms in particular, because I haven't seen that on these platforms, but I've seen clips of people here and there. Now, I know with that Swaggy C podcast, that was not a thing where I felt like it was intentional what this guy was doing. He just didn't realize, yo, what you're saying, someone should have hit him like, yo, don't say that, because even though it was coming from a place where he may not have thought it was bad what he said, it confirmed things that could be bad. And that's all people need to run with things in this day and age on this internet. So when he started talking about these broker links and what's going on, and I know what's going on with broker links, I'm like, does he actually know what he just said, or is he really that oblivious? And I'm looking at the money can do that to you. You can make enough money where you start to think, hey, I got this far and I made this much money, I must not be doing nothing wrong. But you're in a gray area. That's not necessarily wrong, but it's close enough that you're so far in the gray that one regulation can push you to the wrong side. And that's another thing. If y'all gonna get on here and talk about these things about, hey, I'm an unregulated broker and I made 300 million last year and stuff like that, and confirm to the IRS and to the government that you're using offshore brokers and making money and sending money outside of the US, if you're gonna do that, understand that you better have the same energy when it's time to vote. So be a little bit more political, because a lot of y'all don't seem too bright, no offense. But be more politically aware too, that hey, you need to tell your followers and subscribers that they need to vote for people that are gonna make bills in our favor, for people who are traders, people who don't want to work a 9 to 5. They want a way out of the rat race, or they want a little leeway in the rat race. Some people want to work and trade. Not everybody want to quit their job. Some people like their job, but they just want extra money. Some people want more money to be comfortable at their job. What about those people? So I know what I'm saying sounds a little rhetoric, like it sounds like I'm on, I'm going on to some rebel camp talk and all that, but I'm just trying to bring awareness to the fact that some of y'all really are getting too comfortable in those gray areas, and y'all are getting way too talky, chatty patty, like y'all talking too much. And y'all might want to be careful, because the information you're confirming and putting out there is the same information that will be held against you in a court of law. So I'm telling y'all, because there's cops on this platform, in this business, and government people and people that have access to the wrong people who can do things about this. Y'all need to be more aware of the politics behind this, because y'all don't realize, like one guy was sharing this thing in the Discord, and I'm like looking at it, reading it, and I went and I looked and Googled the page he was talking about, and I looked at the page, and the page had protected tweets. So then I started looking at some of the tweets that people were screenshotting from that page, and I'm like, yo, this page is the cops. This page is definitely like a Fed page. This is not a person. This is some kind of organization watching stuff. And the page was claiming it was making a report to send to the Federal Trade Commission. And I'm like, yo, this guy literally said he's making a report of what's being said by a CEO of a prop firm, and he's sending it to the Federal Trade Commission. And I'm like, how is this benefiting y'all that are on that prop firm, or people that want to trade on a prop firm? That is actually going to hurt you. and you're sitting and sharing the tweet, interacting with the tweet, building up the tweet and the algorithm, trending the tweet. No, you want that deleted. You flag that tweet. Actually, I'm not telling y'all what to do, but y'all think it's harmless. Oh no, it's just internet. No, it's not harmless. That same tweet will be in court somewhere being used to shut down prop firms. And y'all don't even realize that because y'all not thinking about the political aspect of all of this stuff. Where all these people getting on these podcasts, anybody can get on the internet and talk. The problem is influencers have a lot of following. So once an influencer says something stupid on this podcast or on this internet, or confirm something by being too comfortable and not realizing, hey, I'm in a gray area. There's things that I should not be saying. Where are your PR people? Where are the lawyers to be like, hey, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. They get up there, yeah, so I can confirm I made 1.8 million off trading, 3.9 million off selling courses, 10,000 off of links, 20 million off of. I'm like, bro, like all of this is gray area stuff you're talking about. You're not talking about stuff that you pay taxes completely. Some of this stuff you got paid in crypto. As soon as they say all that, you better have your paperwork right. So then they're gonna be looking into that. Then when you file your papers, they're gonna be auditing and stuff. Why they audited me? They auditing you because they heard. They audit you because you're making a lot of money that's moving in a lot of places they don't want it moving. That's why they're literally trying to close prop firms. So for the people that's worried about MetaTrader, prop firms, offshore, don't worry about it. Just continue to trade and learn a skill, and you'll be able to go wherever we have to go next and trade. There's always going to be disruptions in this business. Any business that's outside of a 9-to-5, outside of the rat race, is going to be disruptions. If you sell on Amazon, at some point Amazon's going to steal your products. I'm just speaking speculatively. I've seen people who have products on Amazon get popular, and once the product got popular, they banned the account and then started selling the same product, similar product. Let me use the right legal term. So you gotta be careful what you say on here. Similar products, exactly replica of that product, and then that person was no longer allowed to sell a product. Now the product had a motion of its own, and now Amazon had it directly shipping it instead of third-party shipping. So I'm like, yo, I seen this happen to a few people that I know, and I'm like, yo, this is smart, because what they did was they let you work the product, build up a following for the product and a demand for the product, then tell you can't sell the product and sold it themselves. This is legal. But you were in that gray area as a third-party seller. But you're selling on their platform. So they can do that to you because it's theirs. So people got to pay attention to the politics behind a lot of this. And I know the reason I'm more aware is because I'm an older person. I know if you're in your 20s and 30s, you're like, whatever. I'm just trying to get a Lambo like so-and-so effects. I get you. But y'all got to realize, because there's no one poking y'all, telling y'all, yo, these podcasts are new. These avenues and platforms are new. It's okay to go in there and talk, but be careful. You can't just blab like that. You can't blab certain things. You don't see Jeff Bezos on a podcast talking about he just made $20 gazillion. Y'all are saying he made $20 gazillion. He's not confirming that. He's not telling you he just bought a Lambo and a Jaguar. So why are y'all doing it? And this is why we are where we are today. So I just had to bring awareness to the fact that some of y'all talk too much. Let me tell y'all an old, and this is going to be street talk. Let me tell you an old saying they say in the streets, and this applies to this platform. Silence is golden. Duct tape is silver. We're going to leave the duct tape silver part out. Silence is golden. You know, y'all got to be careful how much y'all talk and how freely y'all talk about things on this internet. And we would have more things for us, by us. Okay? So hopefully y'all pay attention to this video. I hope y'all had a great trading week. If you want to join the Discord and the Telegram, it is still exclusive. You can get access through the link in the description for free for the next week. The price is $0. After next week, you will have to pay $10 to get it. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. And that price will go up from there. But I'm just letting y'all know. I did that because of all the scammers, and plus people joining, just going in and out. People who are just in there wasting time, just sitting around. So now if you come, it's because you want to talk with real traders and you want to be a trader. So the Telegram, I post trade analysis every day or every other day. but it's for $10. I think it's worth it. You just get to see what trades I'm taking. I'm gonna as people show more interest in these things, I'll beef them up. I want to do a mastermind class in a Discord, but I'm gonna see who signs up for it first. If people sign up for it, I'll do it. If people show no interest, I'm not gonna do it. I want to focus more on trading privately, because I see what this internet is doing to people and how people talking too much. So like I said, check out the links if you want to be a part of my trading community, and see what we talk about, because we talk about all this stuff in there. We talk about these brokers and prop firms and things of that nature. But that's going to be what we have available. I'm gonna end the video here because it's long enough as it is. Remember what I always say in my shorts: TGO, investing in yourself before somebody else do it, because they will do it. You will be working for somebody. Be careful. Watch your mouth. Stop sharing them fucking Fed links and those Fed pages. All right. They don't love y'all. They won't lock y'all up, man. So be careful. Peace.